Hello and welcome to English for Arabs channel. English for Arabs is English for all. Unit 14, Behind the Scenes, page 92. 1. Narrative. Narrative, British American, narrative. A description of events told in story. Drive-in, a place where you can watch movies outdoors while sitting in your car. Epic, a book or movie that tells a long story. Large screen movie shot with special cameras. Animated, British animated, using cartoons rather than live actors. Feature film, a full-length movie, length, G silent. Gross, bring total income, total, T soft D. British total. Dolby, an electronic system for reducing unwanted noise on sound recordings. Exercise number 2. Shoot, film. American shot, a photo, angles, different views of the same scene. Different views of the same scene. Studio, the place where movies are filmed. Glamorous, wonderful, exciting, dreadful, too bad. 3. Script, the words the actors speak. The words the actors speak. Locations, the place where the filming is done. Possessions. Costumes, British costumes. Clothing worn by actors. Clothing worn by actors. Director, the person who tells the actors what to do. Director, the person who tells the actors what to do. Editor, editor, the person who chooses the best pieces of film. In sequence, in order by time. Outline, a description of the main facts, the main shape. Write out, British, write out. To create a book, song, or computer program. 4. Let's clear up the mystery. To give an explanation for something. Budget, the amount of spending time. Absolutely, definitely. Indecisive, not good at making decisions. Out of time, time is up. Out of time, time is up. 5. Word of exercise number 5. Sits, things built for performance. Things built for performance. Rehearse, H silent. Rehearse, practice. Perform, present a play. Performance, presentation of play. Place for a performance or event. Lyric, a singing poem. Accompany, to befriend. Unit 14, Behind the Scenes. Exercise number 1, Snapshot. Movie first. In this exercise we have the first movies, the first made movies. The first movie-length music video. Pink Floyd, The Wall, 1982. The first advanced computer technology. Technology, American, British technology. Terminator 2, 1991. So that was the first movie which is made by using advanced computer technology. Advanced computer technology. Terminator 2, this is part 2. When was it made? In 1991. The first movie with Dolby Digital Sound, Batman Returns, 1992. What's Dolby? Dolby is a system sound. A sound system for reducing the noise on recordings. Computer animated feature film. The first computer animated feature film, Toy Story. So they used the computer to draw the movie and to draw the scenes of the movie. They used the computer. the computer programs. It's called Toy Story 1995. The first movie to be released on DVD, Twister 1996. So that was the first movie to be stored on DVD. The first movie to gross over $1 billion, Titanic, in 1998. So that was the first movie to have total income. The income of this movie was more than $1 billion. The first 3D movie, 3 dimensions movie to gross over $2 billion worldwide, Avatar. Yeah, more than $2 billion all over the world. The first movie to make over $92 million in one day. In one day, the movie earned $92 million. That was, of course, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, in 2001. Have you seen any of these movies? Did you enjoy them? What is the most popular movie playing right now? Have you seen it? Do you plan to? Are there many movies made in your country? Name a few of your favorites. Exercise number 2. Conversation. Movies are hard work. Look at the picture. What do you see? A young lady? A lot of people? So this is a cameraman. So she's an actress. She's acting. They were acting a scene. We see here a lot of people. The director, the cameraman, and they get shot. They would like to get a shot from different angles. So movies are hard work. Do you think movies are hard work or easy work? A. Listen and practice. Listen and repeat.
Unit 14. Behind the scenes. Page 92, Exercise 2, Conversation. Movies are hard work. Part A. Listen and practice.
Working on movies must be really exciting.
Oh, yeah, but it's also very hard work. A 1-minute scene in a film can take days to shoot.
Really? Why is that?
Well, a scene isn't filmed just once. Lots of different shots have to be taken. Only the best ones are used in the final film.
So, how many times does a typical scene need to be shot?
It depends, but sometimes as many as 20 times. One scene may be shot from 5 or 6 different angles.
Wow! I didn't realize that.
Why don't you come visit the studio? I can show you how things are done.
Great! I'd love to.
So I have here Ryan and Nina. Working on movies must be really exciting. Exciting? Interesting. Oh yeah, yes, yep. But it's also very hard work. Hard work, difficult work. A 1-minute scene in a film can take days to shoot. Really? Why is that? Well, a scene is not filmed just once. Lots of different shots have to be taken. Only the best ones are used in the final film. So only the best ones are used in the final film. So they get different shots for one scene and they choose the best one. So how many times does a typical scene need to be shot? It depends. So there's no certain time, it depends. But sometimes as many 20 times. Sometimes as many as 20 times. Sometimes they took 20 shots for one scene. One scene may be shot from 5 or 6 different angles, and they choose the best shot. Wow, I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. Why didn't you come visit the studio? I can show you how things are done. Great, I'd love to. I want to. I wanna. I'd like to, I'd love to, I'd like to, I want. So what does Ryan think? What does he think about movies? Working in movies must be really exciting. Is working on movies really easy? No, it's very hard work. A 1-minute scene in a film can take days to shoot. Why? Why is that? Because a scene is not filmed just once. They have to take different shots, then they choose the best ones. How many times does a typical scene need to be shot? Sometimes it takes 20 times. Sometimes one scene takes 20 times. How many angles? How many angles do we shoot a scene? One scene may be shot from 5 or 6 different angles. What did Nina ask Ryan? What did she offer for Ryan? She invited him to visit the studio. Why? To show him how things are done. Did Ryan accept? Yes. B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What else makes working on movies difficult?
Page 92, Exercise 2, Part B. Listen to the rest of the conversation. What else makes working on movies difficult?
So, you see, it's not really as glamorous a job as people think.
I guess not.
For example, the hours are dreadful.
So it's not exactly a 9-to-5 job.
Not at all. Sometimes we shoot a scene right through the night, or we may start work early in the morning. We have to get everything ready for a shoot, the lighting and everything, and that can take hours. So if we're going to start filming at 8 in the morning, we usually have to be on the job by 3 or 4 a.m. to get ready.
3 in the morning? That's unbelievable.
Oh, no, it's not. Believe me, it happens all the time.
What else makes working in movies difficult? The hours are dreadful. It's not 9 to 5 jobs. They don't have a schedule. Who work from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening. Sometimes they can work at any time. At 3 o'clock in the morning, at dawn, at night, early in the morning, at 6 o'clock. If they have a scene at 8 o'clock, they have to be ready at 3 o'clock in the morning. So the hours are dreadful. Exercise number 3. Grammar focus.
Page 93, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. The passive to describe process. Is are plus past participle.
A scene isn't filmed just once. Only the best shots are used.
Modal plus be plus past participle.
One scene may be shot from 5 or 6 different angles. Lots of different shots have to be taken.
Hello again, and welcome to the Interchange Book 3 video for Unit 14. And today we are talking about the passive voice, and specifically the passive voice to describe a process. Alright, so let's get started. So, in the active voice, what is the first step to creating a building? Right? The process of creating a building, what's the first thing that we do? Well, the architect designs the building. Right? Now this is the active voice because I use the doer first. Because the architect is the person or the thing in the sentence doing the verb, and designs is my verb. So we call the architect the doer. It's doing the verb. And the building, well, the building is receiving this action. It's receiving the verb from the architect. So we call this the receiver, right? And that's the active voice. When I use the doer, the verb, and then I use the receiver. But today we're using the passive voice. So remember, the passive voice, we start with the receiver. And then we always change the verb in the passive voice. And we use be and a past participle of the main verb, of the principal verb. Then it's optional, but we can say who is doing it when we say by the doer. So this sentence, the architect designs the building. In the passive voice, it reads, the building is designed by the architect. Okay? Like we said, this is not always necessary. I can just say the building is designed, right? If I say what's the first step to creating a building? Well, the building is designed. And I don't need to use the second part, this part that tells me who is doing it. Why? Because the receiver is the most important part of this sentence. That's what I want to talk about. So why do we use the passive voice? Well, for those reasons. First, it's not important what is doing the action, right? Again, we use this for describing a process sometimes. We're not saying who is doing it, but we want to say what is done. For example, using the receiver first. That's the emphasis of the sentence. Also, it's obvious what is doing the action, so maybe it's not necessary to talk about the doer if it's obvious who is doing the action. And the other reason is that it's unknown what or who is doing the action. So for those three reasons, we put the emphasis of the sentence on the receiver and not the doer. And that's why we use the passive voice. Alright, very good. So, let's look at our grammar when we're describing a process. For example, how do you make gallo pinto? What are the steps? So there are many steps when we make gallo pinto, but maybe the first step, and maybe the most important step, is this, that you cook the beans. Now this sentence is in the active voice because I'm using you, and that's the doer, because the doer cooks the beans, and the beans are the receiver. They're receiving this action. But I don't want to use the active voice. I want to use the passive voice for process because, well, first, I don't need to talk about who does this. I don't need to talk about the person. I want to talk about the beans. I want to talk about the process. So, for example, the beans are cooked. And this is the passive voice because I begin with my receiver, the beans, and then I use my passive voice conjugation. I use be in the plural form and past participle cooked. The beans are cooked. That's the passive voice. Good. Now, to emphasize the importance of an action in a process, use a modal. So basically, I'm asking, is this action important? The beans are cooked. Is this extremely important when I want to make gallo pinto? Of course it is. It's extremely important. It's absolutely necessary. And I can express that emphasis using a modal. So for example, the beans must be cooked. Okay? They must be cooked. So I'm using my modal must to emphasize the importance of the action, that cooking the beans is very necessary, and must is like a obligation. It's mandatory. Okay? So let's look at some other modals that function the same way to emphasize the passive voice. For example, I have these mandatory verbs, for example, must and need or needs to, have to, and have got to. Those are all very mandatory, like an obligation, like you do not have a choice, right? But I also have should and may, and those are more like a good idea. So we have different options to express ourselves and what we want to emphasize and the way we want to emphasize it. But remember, the passive voice uses the receiver first, then the modal, then be and the past participle. Now, I am always, when I use a modal, I always use be, because after these modal verbs, we always use a base form verb. Always. So be is the base form verb. Okay? So, if I want to be emphasizing how important it is to cook the beans, I can say the beans must be cooked, or the beans need to be cooked. If it's a good idea, I can say, well, the beans should be cooked. But in this context, it's absolutely necessary. So the beans must be cooked is an example. Okay, so those are the different modals that we can use. Very good. So let's practice. So how to make gallo pinto? Well, the first thing we said, we remember, is that the beans need to be cooked. Okay, the modal, be, and the past participle. Very good. Next is the rice. So the rice has to be made. Again, the modal has to be in the base form and my past participle made. Very good. Okay, the onion and the pepper, right? The vegetables, we'd say the onion and the pepper have got to be cut and cooked. So there's my modal, have got to, using the base form of be. The past participle of cut is cut, and the past participle cooked. Okay, the next step, mix. So the beans and rice must be mixed with the vegetables. Again, the modal and the conjugation for the passive voice. And the very last step in our process for making gallo pinto, the most important thing, right, is that the Lozano sauce should be added. But again, some people don't add Lozano sauce, so this is a reason why I said should, right? It's more of a recommendation, not mandatory. Lozano sauce should be added. Very good. Alright guys, so just remember, to describe a process in the passive voice, we start with the receiver. For example, the beans. It's an option. We can use a modal if we want to emphasize, but we always use be and the past participle in the passive voice. Very good. Alright guys, thanks for watching and good.
The sentences below describe how a movie is made. First, complete the sentences using the passive, then compare with the partner. So here in this exercise we have before filming, during and after filming. We're going to put the numbers from 1 to 5 and we're going to correct the verbs. To complete the script, it has to be divided into scenes, and the filming details need to be written out. First, an outline of the script has to be prepared. Next, actors are chosen, locations are picked, and costumes, British costumes, are designed. Filming can then begin. Then the outline is expanded. Into script. After the script is completed, a director must be hired. So here we need to put them in order. So number 1, first, an outline of the script has to be prepared. 2, then the outline is expanded into script. 3, to complete the script, it has to be divided into scenes, and the filming details need to be written out. 4, after the script is completed, a director must be hired. 5, next, actors are chosen, locations are picked, and costumes are designed. Filming can then begin. Now let's get during and after filming. The final film you see on the screen is created by the director and editor out of thousands of different shots. Soon after the film has been edited, Music is composed. Music is composed and sound effects may be added. After the filming is finished, the different shots can then be put together by the editor and director. Once shooting begins, different shots are filmed. Different shots are filmed separately. Scenes may not be shot in sequence, means in one time, together in one time. Now, let's put them in order. Number 6, once shooting begins. 7, after the filming is finished. 8, soon after the film has been edited. 9, the final film you see on the screen is created. So the answer is going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, exercise number 4, listening. I love my job. Listen to an interview with a TV producer. Write down 3 things a producer does. In this exercise, we're going to write the things a producer does, and producer's personality traits, the main characteristics of a producer. Okay, so let's listen.
Page 93, Exercise 4, Listening. I love my job. Part A. Listen to an interview with a TV producer. Write down 3 things a producer does.
Welcome to another edition of Behind the Scenes, the show that profiles fascinating jobs and the people that do them. I'm Rita Roberts. Our guest today is Scott Jasper, a local TV producer. Hello, Scott. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for inviting me, Rita.
Let me begin by saying that I asked a few people what they thought a producer does, and I was surprised at all the different responses I got.
Yeah, you're so right. When I tell people I'm a producer, I often get a slightly confused reaction, sort of like, oh, really?
Well, let's clear up the mystery.
I'd love to. First off, let me say that not every producer does exactly the same things, but I can say that they are all tired and stressed out, but probably love their job. For myself, I can tell you that my job allows me to be in charge of things and at the same time, work as part of a team. There's a lot of responsibility to this job too. I have to see that everything is done correctly, on time, and within the budget.
Most people probably think of the producer as the money person. Is there a creative side to the job too?
Oh, absolutely. For example, I do research and think up ideas for shows with the writers, and then I work with the directors and the performers. You have to have a strong personality to be a producer. You have to be in charge of everyone, get them to do what you want, but you still have to be nice to them.
That can't be easy.
Oh no, not at all. Also, you have to be able to make quick decisions, and if something you thought was great isn't working, you can't waste time. You have to let it go and start again. This isn't the job for someone who is indecisive or hates being under pressure. I love the excitement and the opportunity to work with very interesting people.
Well, this has been very informative, Scott, but I'm afraid we're out of time. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure.
Speaking for Behind the Scenes, I'm Rita Roberts.
Things a producer does. A producer makes sure everything is done correctly on time and within a budget. A producer does research, thinks up ideas for shows, and works with directors and actors. A producer has to have a strong personality. Be decisive, and work well under pressure. Exercise 5. Speaking. Step by step. Pair work. What do you think is required to prepare for a theater performance? Put the pictures in order and describe the steps with the vocabulary to help you. So in this exercise, you're going to have different pictures and some words, vocabulary. You try to put these things in order and make sentences. So here, make the costumes. The costumes are made. Rehearse the lines. The lines are rehearsed. To rehearse. To let the actors speak loud. Build the sets. The sets are built. Choose the actors. The actors are chosen. A place. A position. Avenues found. Write the script. The script is written. Now, let's put them in order. What's number one? Number one, the script is written. This is picture number 1. 2, the actors are chosen. This is picture number 2. 3, the lines are rehearsed. The lines are rehearsed. 3. 4, avenues found. 5, the sets are built. 6, the costumes are made. So the order 6, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1. A. Preparing for a theater performance requires many steps. First, the script must be written, right? And after that, the actors are chosen. I agree then. So number B. Pair work. Choose one of these topics. Come up with as many steps as you can. So here in this exercise, you're gonna have many topics and you try to make them in different steps. Creating a student newspaper. Making a short video. Planning a wedding. Planning a wedding. Wedding, marriage party. Preparing for a fashion show. Preparing for a rock concert. Concert, a musical. A musical party. Pouring on a school musical. You will try to make steps for every event. Number C, group work. Group work. Share your information from part B with another pair. So after that, you try to discuss it with all your friends. It's better to discuss all of these topics with your friends. What's first, then, next, after that, and finally. Question number 6. Writing. Describing a process. Write about one of the topics from exercise 5 or use your own ideas. Describe the different steps in the process. Here, look at the picture. What do you see? Some people, they are on theater. This one is wearing like a cowboy. They're like cowboys. So this is a show. Putting on a school musical requires a lot of planning. First, the director and production team must be chosen. Then, the dates for the musical should be decided. After that, the actual musical can be chosen. Then, auditions for the various roles can be held and you continue. So this is going to be homework. You're going to write a paragraph about how to describe a process, any process. Then, you're going to read your partner's paper. Can you think of any more steps? So you try to correct the paragraph for your friend. That's the end of unit number 14, part 1. Now let's get the homework. 1. Keep the words by heart. 2. Listen and repeat. 3. Answer 3 pages of the workbook, Interchange 3, Unit 14. 4. Watch the video of Mr. Kyle Ralphson. 5. Go to www.cambridge.org/interchangearcade/. You'll have more questions. Wish you all good luck. Hope you like it, share it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.
Presentation Plus is available exclusively with the new 4th edition of Interchange, the most widely used and the most successful English course in the world, incorporating video, audio, and even online resources, all with the click of a mouse. With Presentation Plus, your students will be laser focused on the task at hand as you use the built-in presentation tools to highlight key concepts, reveal answers to exercises, annotate passages, play class audio passages and video segments, and even embed web links right into your lessons. Let us show you how Presentation Plus can help you deliver more engaging and effective lessons. Visit the link below or contact your Cambridge University Press representative for a demonstration today.
Hello and welcome to English for Arabs channel. English for Arabs is English for all. Unit 14, Behind the Scenes, page 92. 1. Narrative. Narrative, British American, narrative. A description of events told in story. Drive-in, a place where you can watch movies outdoors while sitting in your car. Epic, a book or movie that tells a long story. Large screen movie shot with special cameras. Animated, British animated, using cartoons rather than live actors. Feature film, a full-length movie, length, G silent. Gross, bring total income, total, T soft D. British total. Dolby, an electronic system for reducing unwanted noise to draw the movie and to draw the scenes of the movie. They used the computer programs. It's called Toy Story 1995. The first movie to be released on DVD, Twister 1996. So that was the first movie to be stored on DVD. The first movie to gross over $1 billion, Titanic, in 1998. So it was the first movie to have total income. The income of this movie was more than $1 billion. The first 3D movie, 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions movie to gross over $2 billion worldwide, Avatar. Yeah. More than $2 billion all over the world. The first movie to make over $92 million in one day. In one day, the movie earned $92 million. That was, of course, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2, in 2001. Out. British, write out. To create a book, song, or computer program. 4. Let's clear up the mystery. To give an explanation for something. Budget. The amount of spending time. Absolutely. Definitely. Indecisive. Not good at making decisions. Out of time. time is up. Out of time, time is up. 5. Word of exercise number 5. Sits. Things built for performance. Things built for performance. Rehearse. H silent. Rehearse. Practice. Perform. Present a play. Performance. Presentation of play. Place for a performance or event. Lyric. A singing poem. Accompany. To befriend. Unit 14. Behind the scenes. Exercise number 1. Snapshot. Movie first. In this exercise we have the first movies, the first made movies. The first movie length music video. Pink Floyd, The Wall, 1982. The first advanced computer technology. Technology, American British technology. Terminator 2, 1991. So that was the first movie which is made by using advanced computer technology. Advanced computer technology. Terminator 2, this is part 2. When was it made? In 1991. The first movie with Dolby Digital Sound, Batman Returns, 1992. What's Dolby? Dolby is a system sound. A sound system for reducing the noise on recordings. Computer animated feature film. The first computer animated feature film, Toy Story. So they used the computer to draw on sound recordings. Exercise number 2. Shoot. Film. American shot. A photo. Angles. Different views of the same scene. Different views of the same scene. Studio. The place where movies are filmed. Glamorous. Wonderful. Exciting. Dreadful. Too bad. 3. Script. The words the actors speak. The words the actors speak. Locations. The place where the filming is done. Possessions. Costumes. British costumes. Clothing worn by actors. Clothing worn by actors. Director. The person who tells the actors what to do. Director. The person who tells the actors what to do. Editor. Editor. The person who chooses the best pieces of film. In sequence. In order by time. Outline. A description of the main facts. The main shape. Write out